Monday. Welcome to reading. And friends, today's an exciting day because we start a new unit. But before we get into that, we need to think back on some things we've already learned. Do you remember when we talked about the two major genres in reading? Do you remember what they could be? Think. Do you know? Remember, genres are a type or category. If you said fiction and nonfiction, you are right. Friends, we've already learned about fiction and nonfiction books. For this unit, we're going to talk about nonfiction. But first, do you remember all these fiction books we read together? We read Jabari Jumps. We read Big Red Lollipop. We read D.W. All Wet. And Each Kindness. That was the most recent book we read. Wow, we had so much fun reading these books together. Now we're going to move on from fiction a little bit. Remember, fiction was those fake stories with characters and setting and a beginning, middle, end. We're going to move on from that a little bit. Don't worry, we'll come back later. But now we're going to talk about nonfiction books. Friends, nonfiction books have real information about a topic. Like, for example, here, this book is going to teach us about frogs. Frogs would probably be our topic. Nonfiction books teach you information. That real information is called a fact, okay? And remember, nonfiction books have text features, but we'll talk about that more later. So this unit is going to be all about nonfiction, okay? So exciting. And friends, there's not just one type of nonfiction. There are so many types of nonfiction. There's all about books, there's magazines and newspaper articles, there's recipes, let me move myself over, there's how-to books and directions, there's maps and brochures. All of these things give us real information. Let's dive into each of those categories from the slide before, starting with all about books. Take a look at all of these books. These are all examples of nonfiction books that are all about books. They're all about one topic, okay? You may notice that there's a lot of animal books here. We have an all about book about the topic of video games, kids around the world, our earth, and soccer. So these are all about books. These are examples of how-to books or directions. This is the directions to put together Legos. This is real information, friends. Real information about a topic. This is directions for how to play Uno, okay? Real information here. Another example of our nonfiction, of a type of nonfiction text is magazines and newspaper articles. So you see here we have two magazines, National Geographic and Zoodles. Friends, not all magazines are nonfiction. There are some magazines that are fiction. They have fiction stories in them. So just be on the lookout for that. Here's two newspapers here. So newspapers give us real information about the news that happened that day or the day before, or what's going on in the world or our state or our country, okay? Magazines and newspaper articles. Let's take a look at the next one. These are maps. Maps give us real information about a place. So this map here is giving us information about the wind records in all these places. So this is recording all the wind around, okay, and around the world. This map here I thought was really interesting. This shows us a map of where all these different foods came from. So interesting, right? Recipes is another example of nonfiction books. They give us real information about how to make something. You can read a recipe to learn how to make banana bread or how to make yogurt bites. Lots of different recipes out there. Recipes are real information. They're nonfiction. Brochures is our last one here. So brochures have real information about a topic too. Maybe you see a brochure in a doctor's office about how to be healthy. And brochures are those things that fold up into threes if you see an example here. You may get a brochure about a summer camp or a special program like dance or soccer. And then we have some brochures here about how to make smart choices, eating healthy food. You might see this in a school or a doctor's office, okay? For our assignment today, now that we've gone over all the different types of nonfiction books, you're going to get a this or that worksheet, and you can fill that out in the Google Doc or by writing your answers on a sheet of paper in your notebook or something. We have pictures here, and for these first two, you're just going to take a look and decide, is that fiction or nonfiction? Then for these last three here, you have to think, what type of nonfiction text is that? Is it a recipe, an all-about book, a map or a magazine, directions, how-to, or is it newspaper? Okay, so you make those choices for that. And then at the end, there's one last question there. What is one topic you are interested in learning more about? Friends, your teachers want to know, what do you want to learn about? Do you want to learn about cooking, gardening, outer space, a country maybe, or animals? Let us know there. Okay, then once you're done with that, you're going to read a nonfiction book for 16 minutes in your reading spot, okay? Check out Epic or Raz Kids. They have some good nonfiction books there too. Enjoy your nonfiction book today and have some fun learning about a new topic. See you later.